Get ready.
This is the voice of Wayne America.
Lighten up, Francis.
With your host,
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here.
Mike Carnes.
How do you measure yourself with other golfers? By height.
Only at WayneAmerica.com.
The supernova's gonna kill us all.
Okay, this guy is the real zero, that's true. Let's just think back when you guys were freshmen, huh?
.com.
Greetings from Wayne America. This is the Voice of Wayne America podcast, an exclusive here at WayneAmerica.com. I'm your host, Mike Carnes, and every week here on The Big Show, we like to sit down with somebody with some connection to our great community, whether it's a local resident or former resident or somebody with some kind of tie to the community. And we'll talk about the best town in all of America, and that, of course, is Wayne America. We want to thank our sponsors, including AKA 142 Media, and your business can also be mentioned here as well. You can email me at mike@mikeycproductions.com for more information. Well, if it's the second week in July, then that only means one thing here in Wayne America. That means it is Chicken Days weekend. The Wayne Chicken Show coming up this weekend here in beautiful Wayne America with lots of activities to get excited about, and everybody's going to be. I think we're gonna set the over/under for the number of egg references at 8.5 on this program here. We'll see if we can get that. So talk with your bookie now and make your bets. But we're gonna set the over/under at 8.5 for the number of chicken references this weekend. So with us on the Big Show this week from the Wayne Area Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development is Irene Fletcher. Irene is kind of the main hen here at the chamber office when it comes to the chicken show. That's one.
Head cluck.
There's two. Okay, we're off to a good start here. So Irene, welcome to the show again this week, and big week coming up with the chicken days. And I know that you've been busy. Everybody's been busy here and getting ready to get this thing cracked open.
We're ready to hatch. That make four. Yes, we've been working. The committee's been working since. Actually August of last year to prepare for the 37th annual Wayne Chicken Show, and we are hatching up a great weekend of fowl family fun for everyone. We kick off the weekend with a sidewalk sale / flea market downtown. Friday morning begins at 8 o'clock. Vendors will be on the street in front of the stores. Be sure and come out and shop their wares. Fill your egg basket. It'll be a great start to the weekend. That's when we start seeing the out-of-town visitors gathering, the alumni. People are coming back and they're starting to meet up and get reacquainted with the community and with each other. And then the pace just keeps picking up until about 3 when we actually close the highway. All cars are to be removed from the street by 3 o'clock so that we can close the highway and begin setting up for Halloween activities. Those officially kick off with the first scheduled event at 6 o'clock with the world's largest chicken dance. And then we move on to the stage for our stage events at about 6:30. And one of the exciting new events this year is we added a chick division to our cement chicken contest, and we provided small, about 6-inch tall little cement chicks for school agers to decorate as companions to the large traditional cement chickens that we auction off every year.
You know, there's a lot of neat things about this weekend, and that's one thing that I've had a lot of people asking about. They see the decorated chickens that are auctioned off on Friday night, and the question that inevitably comes up is, who came up with this idea, and what is it about this that makes it such a fun part of this event? Because I know it's one of the big draws on Friday night.
And I can't honestly even tell you, Mike, how long we've been doing the cement chicken auction. Back in the day, Chicken Show was a one-day event. And then they added some Friday evening events, and the Chamber of Commerce did the Saturday events, and the Main Street Organization did the Friday events. And they are the ones that came up with the term Halloween, and they're the ones that came up with the cement chicken auction. And it was about the time when Fremont had the fish on the corners, and different communities were doing different. Lamar's, Iowa, had the ice cream cones. People were doing that sculpture, and we didn't think we wanted a large cement chicken on every corner. In fact, the one at the City Hall was a test model, and we opted not to do that. And so we came up with the idea of the smaller cement chickens and auctioning them off. And every year, The auction has been a great way to fundraise, and the money we raise from that cement chicken auction is used to provide all the free activities throughout the weekend. The committee prides itself that families can come to Wayne, have a lot of family fun all together, and do it on a shoestring budget. It's not going to cost to play the games, to participate in any of the contests. Only your food and the souvenirs that you want to buy are on your dime. So the cement chicken is very important to that cause.
And those chickens are really, it's amazing the artistry of some of the people in this community, because there's some really, really neat chicken designs that are done there. You see everything from the traditional, there's always at least one Nebraska Cornhusker chicken where chicken's got a helmet painted and has a Husker jersey on, and you'll see the occasional Kansas City Royals one, or maybe a Minnesota Twins chicken, but just some of the designs that people come up with are amazing every year. It's really fun to see some of those designs. I remember one year I actually bought a chicken that when I was working at the Wayne Herald, somebody had designed a chicken that was basically paper mached using newspaper from a 1940s era edition of the Wayne Herald, which was really, really amazing, and it was really, really well done. And it's actually, if you stop by the Wayne Herald office, you can see it sitting on the front counter today.
That's one of the highlights for the office, is we send these cement chickens out naked to be dressed, and then they come back decorated in all different kind of artistic medium, and it's fun to see them come back in the creative way that people have decorated them. And then we always have assistance from the Wayne State College football team. We're very appreciative of them because they help carry those chickens around and show them at the auction. And
those aren't lightweight chickens by any stretch of the imagination. Those are some heavy hens.
I think we weighed them, and I think we decided about 23 pounds, if I remember right. The little chicks for the kids are not quite as heavy, but we will have some youth football, some, I believe, junior high football players that are going to help with hoisting those chickens. So, and the kid chicks have come in really fun and cute as well. And so, this being the first year, we weren't sure how that was going to go, and it looks, from what have come back already, it looks pretty good. We want all the chickens back by the 4th of July, this being Friday, June 30th. We're about halfway there. So we look forward to seeing the rest of them return to the nest.
And the chicken auction is part of the stuff that's going to be going on Friday evening. Of course, there's a number of events that are going on, and Irene mentioned the flea market that's going on. There's also a pie and ice cream social, a wine tasting event, and then the world, as she mentioned, the world's largest chicken dance, a wing eating contest, and then of course the evening's capper is the light up the sky fireworks. People gather out at the summer sports complex in the softball or the baseball field and watch an amazing fireworks show. That's always it's always a lot of fun to take part in.
And that comes right after our free entertainment. This year we have the String Beans from Lincoln that will perform on the stage at about 8:30. And when they're finished, then it will be dark enough for a fireworks show. And it really makes a nice evening of events. Not to forget that we have generous sponsors who, notably Pack and Save for Friday evening, have provided inflatables for the youth. And there'll be lots of other groups and organizations that have some games and fun activities for the kids, as well as all the other street vendors that line the streets. And so lots of things to do Friday night. It's a large variety, and Friday night really does seem to be the local night. It does seem to be the return to the nest night, where we do have a lot of alumni coming back. And then Saturday morning turns into more of the tourists, where we have more out-of-towners come and participate in all the activities at the park.
Yeah, we'll have to talk more about the Saturday and Sunday activities here on the show on Voice of Wayne America. We're with Irene Fletcher from the Wayne Area Economic Development Chamber of Commerce, talking about the upcoming chicken show this weekend. But first off, I wanted to answer the question, what does the AKA and AKA 142 Media stand for? It stands for many things, but the most important thing is that AKA 142 Media provides awesome kickin' apps that can be downloaded to your phone, whether it's your school, your favorite youth sports program, or your local business. AK142 Media can build an awesome kicking app that meets your needs. And make sure you download the official Wayne America mobile app that's now available for your smartphone and mobile app. The Wayne America app is brand new, and we're excited about it and going to be adding some more features to it here in the coming weeks. But get it downloaded on your phone now so you can stay updated with the stories that are being posted on the Wayne America website. For more information on getting a mobile app designed, give Kevin an email at kevin@aka142.com and tell him that Mike sent you. That's aka142 Media, awesome kicking apps. Talking with Irene Fletcher from the Wayne Area Development and Chamber of Commerce about the 37th annual Wayne Chicken Show coming up this weekend here in beautiful downtown Wayne, America. And we've talked about the Friday activities. Before we get to the Saturday talk, one of the things people who are not familiar with the chicken show ask me is, why chickens? Wayne is not noted for the chickens, although we have Michael Foods over in Wakefield, who's a big manufacturer of egg products. But still, the chicken, the idea of a chicken in Wayne is somewhat odd to some people, and I know that this started in 1981. It was kind of an idea of the Wayne Regional Arts Council. But talk a little about why they came up with a chicken for the theme for the annual event.
That's a good question, Mike, and we do get asked that a lot. And most people assume that because of the Wabong Company and Michael's Foods, the chicken and eggplants in Wakefield is where the chicken show came from. And really, they're unrelated. They're just coincidental. The Regional Arts Group wanted to do something with arts for youth, and they wanted to have some sort of event, like an art show, some sort of art show. And they came up with the idea of chickens because of the potential for art materials. Eggshells make great art materials, as well as feathers for painting, and think of quill pens and things like that. So they thought it would be fun. Back in the early days, there was a company, the Bonami Company, which is a scouring powder, like an Ajax powder type product, had a contest all across the country, and it was a painting contest. And evidently, before my time, you mixed the Bonami powder with tempera paint, and you painted on a glass surface. And so that was some of the early art shows, were those Bonami painting contests. I did reach out to the company. Most of the people from the company are new enough that they don't remember that any more than I remember it. So I didn't find a lot out about that. But that's how it started. And it was an afternoon in the city auditorium is how it started. And to think 37 years later, we have this 3-day event. Yeah. And one thing that this event has become an event that people, not just from Wayne, are excited to be a part of, but people from really all over the country. We have people come from all parts of America to take part in the Wayne Chicken Show. I remember a couple years ago there was actually a film crew from a TV show in Great Britain that was here to document a weekend at the chicken show, and they just thought that was a crazy weekend, and it seemed like they had a good time with it. But Saturday is the big day with the chicken show. It gets started early with the chicken run over at Providence Medical Center, and then a new event this year with co-ed sand volleyball, but then the big parade in the morning, the omelet feed, and then, of course, the activities in Bressler Park on Saturday afternoon. So Saturday is kind of the big day here with the chicken show. It is, and one of the changes that was started last year was the Kiwanis omelet feed was always at the park. And last year they wanted to change it up a little bit and thought if they moved the omelet feed downtown where everyone is gathering to watch the parade, it might be a better way to serve their customers. And so they did that with great success last year, and they decided that it worked and they want to do it again. So the omelet feed actually will be set up in the area between the Eagles Club and Fiesta Brava in the area there, and people will be able to go into the Eagles Club and dine inside or outside. And I believe there may be mimosas or Bloody Marys. I've been told there might be a Bloody Mary available there at the Eagles Club on Saturday morning. So. But something different with the Kiwanis omelet feed. You'll be able to grab your omelet downtown and watch the parade, and then the parade leads everyone up to the park. The parade is probably the most attended chicken show activity. The streets are absolutely lined. It's been a couple years since I've been able to do the parade route. But I'm always amazed at how many people there are lining the streets. And so once the parade is over, that crowd moves up to the Bressler Park, where we have more vendors set up. We'll have all the food vendors. We'll have the kids' inflatables. We'll have a petting zoo. All those activities will be set up. And then the stage show there starts at about noon. And we have free entertainment by the Easy Beat Quartet. That's Ezra Broderson and his group of musicians will be performing for us from the stage. As always, Great Dane Trailers has been a great friend of the chicken show, and they provide ice cream bars in the park over the lunchtime. And then we start registering for all those games and contests. And the two important ones are the Cluck Off and the Hard-Boiled Egg Eating Contest. We do need pre-registration for those events. All the other events are pretty much we'll announce when it's time to line up, and we ask people to line up orderly and get ready for those contests. The Chicken Scratch is fairly new. The banks, Bank First, F&M Bank, Elkhorn Valley Bank, State Nebraska Bank, and Tom Hansen, CPA, and Gerhold Concrete are all sponsors of the Chicken Scratch, and that's where we bury coins in sand, and the kids have 3 minutes to dig and see how many coins they can dig out of the sand, and that's been great fun. And then they take their sandy money and spend it with the vendors, and we enjoy that new event very much. We also have the chicken legs. Strut those bird legs and see who has the best chicken legs on a human. And the one that gets the most notoriety, of course, is always the National Cluck Off. We've already heard from several radio stations from around the country that would like more information about that, and that one usually is the one that grabs their interest for the chicken show. And so we have two categories for the Cluck Off. It's 13 and under and 14 and over. And we do have $400 in prize money for that event.
And there used to be a time when the National Cluck Off champion actually went on the Tonight Show, when Johnny Carson hosted the Tonight Show back in the 80s and early 90s, and it was kind of fun to see some local people on the Tonight Show showing their stuff and getting some great laughs from the audience there to watch them cluck off.
That was a lot of fun, and we have been working with Jimmy Fallon for a number of years trying to get his attention on the chicken show, especially when they've done some fun songs in the chicken costume on the show as well, and we have not made that connection, but we're hoping to restore that connection and see if we can get our contestants some more fame.
Yes.
Some of the rules about the chicken clucking contest: you must be heard across the barnyard, you must act and sound like a chicken, and you must be able to keep that up for at least 15 seconds. So we have judges that will be judging that, and then we also have some audience approval as well.
Yeah,
so.
And that cluck off is a lot of fun, and actually, if you're in Bressler Park on Saturday afternoon, you're not going to be wanting for something to do, because there's a lot of stuff going on. Vendors are there, food vendors, craft vendors, and of course, there's a lot of activities in the park. The stuff that's already in the park, kids will be playing on the swing sets and stuff like that, and some of the things that Irene has mentioned here. There's just you won't be bored in Bressler Park on Saturday afternoon at the chicken show. Trust me on that.
And we invite people to bring their lawn chairs. Bring your chairs out to sit in the park. Bring your shade this year as well. Unfortunately, as happening all across the state, the ash borer is destroying a lot of our beautiful ash trees. And while we don't have that disease here right now, the city is being very, very cautious, and a lot of trees have been removed. A lot of diseased trees or older and weak trees have been removed from the park. So bring your lawn chairs, bring your shade, bring your sunscreen, bring your bug spray, but come and plan to spend the afternoon. We have those games that take place on the stage that are great spectator games and contests. But for me, the fun part is when we move onto the street and we do the more active games. The things like the rubber chicken chuck. How far can you throw a rubber chicken? And then the egg toss, where parents partner up with their kids or any kind of partners and to see who can toss an egg the furthest and catch it without breaking it. And then the last event, the one that we anxiously as staff wait for, is the egg drop, and that's with help from Northeast Nebraska Public Power and their bucket truck. They lift Usually it's Jessie. She really enjoys being lifted in the bucket truck. Not me, but we drop eggs out of that truck, and you have to be able to catch the egg barehanded without breaking it. And if you are successful, then you go to the back of the line, and when we get to you, we'll raise the bucket, and it'll even be higher. I think last year it was about 55 feet. That's usually the general range. I think we've done it as high as 65 feet, but it's way up there, and that's always a lot of fun, and that really is the gathering spot for the final event. Everyone sticks around to see that. And so that's the last thing that really happens at the park. And then we have a little bit of a breather. Time for everyone to cool off, grab some supper around town. And the Wayne Community Schools Foundation is hosting Sons of Satan at the City Auditorium from 8 until midnight Saturday night. So it is a school reunion type event, but it is definitely open to the public, as it's also a fundraiser for the school foundation. So everyone's invited to cool off later in the evening at the City Auditorium.
And Sons of Satan, of course, for people who don't know, is a band made up of Wayne High alumni. So that's kind of an alumni type of activity, but definitely something that everybody can enjoy. We're talking with Irene Fletcher from the Wayne Area Chamber of Commerce about the 37th Annual Wayne Chicken Show coming up this weekend here in Wayne, America. And I wanted to take a moment to let you know that if you're one of those people that wants to capture your kids' memories with a scrapbook, but you don't have the time to put it all together, Mikey C. Productions now offers a professional scrapbooking service where we'll take all those memories and put them together for you in a scrapbook that your family will enjoy for years to come. Send me an email at mike@mikeycproductions.com for more information about this service. And don't forget to check out our photo website to see what fun and amazing images we've captured of your kids during the variety of sports seasons that make Wayne the special community that it is. Check out our photo website at mikeycproductions.smugmug.com and get your favorite photos delivered today from Mikey C. Productions. It's Chicken Show weekend here in Wayne, America, and with us is Irene Fletcher from the Wayne Area Chamber of Commerce talking about the Wayne Chicken Show coming up this weekend. Activities starting on Friday and going all the way into Sunday. And on Sunday, Saturday's kind of the big day. Sunday, there's still some stuff going on, including an airport fly-in, also some collectibles available at the souvenir table, an egg slingshot. A lot of activities happening out at the airport on Sunday. And also the one thing that I think we probably should mention, because this being the 150th anniversary of the state of Nebraska's formation, there's a mobile museum of sorts that's going to be here in Wayne this weekend called the Truckin' Through Nebraska Museum, and it's going to be on the Wayne State campus on Sunday. I think it's also going to be in town here on Saturday as well. So that's kind of a neat activity to take part in, and kind of an opportunity to look at Nebraska's history through this mobile museum. That's
one of those one-time things that happened this year, like you said, because of the Nebraska 150. Fits very nicely with our theme. We kind of played off of that with our Nebraska theme as a good life, great place to whatever, and we said good life, great place to roost. And so we were really excited when we were accepted as one of the host sites for that traveling children's museum. They will be set up on the Wayne State College campus on Saturday from 11 until 6 and Sunday from noon until 4. They'll be near the Carhart Science Building, between the Carhart and the Hahn Building, in the drive and the parking and in the lawn there. This is a large semi-truck that comes and opens up with interactive activities for kids of all ages, and I'm told that the adults enjoy it just as much as the kids. And it will spill out into the lawn with other interactive games and activities. We have recruited many volunteers to help provide supervision for that. And if you want to participate in all the things at the chicken show, you can still have a chance to go to the museum because it's open outside of the regular chicken show activities. For our guests, the traveling museum is a short walk from Bressler Park on Saturday. It's also near the planetarium, and the planetarium will have shows all afternoon Saturday. A great way to cool off. Walk over and take advantage of the planetarium show and see the traveling museum as well. And then Sunday afternoon, great family activity. I see it as a great thing for after church, or because honestly, Mike, when we talk about Sunday activities, we have the airport fly-in. We have a car show at the airport, but once the poker run starts at 1 o'clock, that's pretty much the last event organized by the committee. And so now having the traveling museum in the afternoon stretches that out a little bit for the afternoon. Yeah. There's also in the afternoon Stories of Inspiration, a quilt trunk show by Diane Goebbels. It's a fundraiser at Our Savior Lutheran Church, something new and different this year. But we're really excited about the opportunities that traveling museum brings us. It fits into our theme of celebrating Nebraska 150, and it fits into our focus on providing follow family fun for families.
I think we cracked the over on the number of chicken references during this interview today. So
I lost track, but I think we covered the bet.
So you know what, this thing is not possible without first off the efforts of the people who are part of the committee that puts this thing together. There's a group of volunteers that for a number of years have been active in making sure that this thing goes off without a hitch every year, and do a fantastic job of putting everything together. And I don't know, can you mention the names of the people on that committee?
Off the top of my head, I will do my best. Nancy Johnson from Jason Sears Flooring has been a chair and a co-chair for a number of years. She took a little bit of a break, and the last couple of years she's been back helping us do a lot of the behind-the-scenes work, and she is a huge asset to the Chicken Show committee. She's able to make a lot of connections and phone calls and organize a lot of things thanks to her employer that allows her to do that. We also have Mick Kemp, Rick Getchie, Kirk and Artie Sommerfeld for a number of years have worked our collectibles booth and helped with our souvenirs. And Kirk also helps with the car show and the poker run. Jennifer Sievers helps us. She usually is very instrumental when it comes to coming up with the theme and some of the wild and wacky ideas. That's Jennifer's role in the committee. I'm probably forgetting someone on the committee. We're a fairly loose group. We're not always there at every meeting, but we make a connection all through the year to plan and come up with ideas, and really the committee's goal is to have a few key events and then pull all the other groups and organizations of the community together and package all those things that other people do all under the Chicken Show umbrella. And
I know that you're always looking for people who are interested in helping out with that, with the Chicken Show committee too. And you know, it's one of those things where it's really a thankless job, because you have so many things that you have to do, and obviously not getting paid for it, but just serving the community in that way, and it's not an easy job putting all that stuff together. And I think anytime you can get more bodies involved and more ideas exchanged, I think that is something that can keep the show going. You know, 40 years is coming up here pretty soon for this thing, and so it be great to keep this thing going well beyond that, but you need a lot more support from people in the community to keep that going.
Gosh, Mike, you must have been at our last meeting.
Oh, really? I wasn't, but
we did talk about that. Now, this group has been together for a long time, and we've had people come and go. But really, the volunteers are the key to the success of the program. Not just the planning committee, who meet every month, but also for all those people the weekend of the event to help us with all the miscellaneous things that have to happen for us to put on the Chicken Show. We couldn't do this without the support from the city. The city staff is awesome in helping us make sure that the town looks its best. And that's one of the important things about the Chicken Show, is we're welcoming people to the community. We have to roll out the red carpet. We have to put on a hospitality hat and give people the best customer service, the best fun that they can have while they're here in town. And so the city helps with that by sprucing up all the parks and making sure everything looks as good as it can. They help us with the barricades, the street closures, with the parade route. There are just so many, with moving picnic tables to make sure we have good seating in the park, with signage. There's just so many things that they help us out with as well. And the volunteers all come together, and they all have a very important role to play. But we are looking for new volunteers, people that can work with the committee and see how some of these things happen. Most of us, before we thought about it, we enjoyed the chicken show, but we didn't think about what goes on behind the scenes, what all it takes to put it together. And so we're looking for people that want to be involved in that and learn about some of the behind the scenes work so that we can carry this on through the 40th year and longer.
Yeah. The Wayne Chicken Show coming up this weekend, July 7th, 8th, and 9th here in beautiful Wayne, America. The theme for this year's chicken show is Good Life, Great Place to Roost, taking a page out of the 150-year anniversary of the state of Nebraska. And if you haven't got your chicken show t-shirts yet, they're still available at a number of locations around town, including Bank First, Elkhorn Valley Bank, Pack and Save, State Nebraska Bank downtown, Tacos and More, Swans Apparel, and the Wayne Greenhouse. They also have them available at the Wayne Area Chamber office. And I think we've covered just about everything in today's podcast about the chicken show. But if we missed anything, go to their website at www.chickenshow.com, and you can get not only the schedule of events, but anything and everything you need to know about the Wayne Chicken Show is there on the website there at chickenshow.com. So check that out this weekend, and you can also email info@wayneworks.org if you have any questions about this weekend's event. So Irene, I guess you get through this week, and then you can kind of kick back and relax and start making preparations for next year then, right?
Our goal is that everyone has a good time while they're here for the chicken show, and so I think we're ready.
All right. Well, it's going to be a great weekend here in Wayne, America this weekend with the 37th Annual Wayne Chicken Show that starts on Friday. And Irene, thanks a lot for taking time to talk with us here on Voice of Wayne America.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Voice of Wayne America here on WayneAmerica.com. And I want to thank Irene Fletcher from the Wayne Area Chamber of Commerce for talking about the Wayne Chicken Show. Make sure you are a part of this event this weekend here in beautiful Wayne, America. And check back to WayneAmerica.com as we continue to tell the stories of the people who make this the best town in all of America. That's right here in Wayne, America. Have yourselves a great week, and we'll see you later.